We are live now. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me and Vera today to discuss about our online business. Vera is an amazing mother from Iceland. She very passionate about what she's doing and very friendly as well. That's why I want to invite her here to share her journey with us and also help us to understand what the business is like. Okay, from far away from Iceland, please welcome Vera.
Thank you so much, Brother Anne Nguyen, for inviting me. It's my pleasure to be here. Um, yes, I feel so privileged, to be on your page, this night.
Yeah. Vera, are you from Iceland? Is a cold place now?
Yeah, I'm from Ireland. Ireland is just it's still very cold at the moment. Ireland is I think they used to be part of the UK, but right now it's a republic of of its own. So it's very very cold, but I know compared to where you are, in Sydney, but it's okay.
Oh,
We are heading towards spring now. Yeah.
yeah. I think in for the time that I live in Sydney, 20 years now, it's never snow here. So to be able to see snow, we
Wow.
have to go to the mountain. But I every time I go there,
Wow.
it's freezing. Yeah, every time I go there, it's freezing. I don't know how you be able to live every day with snow. It's crazy.
I know. No, there's hardly snow in Ireland. It's actually
Oh,
more of rain than we have,
oh,
more snow. We didn't even have too much snow like like they would have in Canada and or in Iceland or in other cold countries. Even when we see snow, we it's always very enticing to us. We like to go out
oh,
and take some
really?
pictures. So what we have more is the ice and the rain.
Okay. All right. So, just for the audience who are new to this group, my name is On. I do this online business to generate income for my family, and so for me to follow my dream. Also, I invite different business partners come here to share their journey and also tackle some of the questions that you audience may have. Today, I invite a very special person, that's Vera. I look at what she does, and one of the things that attracted me was she is a mother of, is that how many? Six?
Yeah.
A mother of six, and I can't believe that like mother of six can have time to do anything else, but she's been doing this business and very successful as well. Vera, can you share with us about what is your life is like for bringing up six people, six kids?
It is challenging, but it is doable. So just think of it like you are having six individuals with different, personalities. It's like having, hosting six countries every day of my life in, you know, with them. But it's like I said, it's actually doable. Anyway,
Mm.
um, yeah, it is. It just has to do with planning. It has to do with preparation. It has to do with really getting everything done. And as a family or as a mother, there comes a time in my life that I have to think of things that are of high priority. So I go for those, and then kind of go down to the others. So I really don't worry too much about things that I don't get done, because most of
Oh,
the
okay.
time, yes, yeah, most of the time you have those challenges, but you see,
We have to
um,
focus about into what is most important because you can't spread
yes,
this
exactly,
thing. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you actually hold a job? Do you go to a full time job as well?
Until September of 2022, I worked full time.
Oh wow.
Um, I worked 12-hour shift every day, 78 hours every fortnight, and on the side, I run my digital business. But like I said, it was until September. But right now, I am I'm working part time as a healthcare assistant, And I also, study full time, and I am a mom full time, and I do this business part time on the side.
Oh my god, that's full like full calendar. I'm just thinking I'm
Yeah.
so lucky as a father. I don't need to, not that I don't need to, but I don't involve that much into all of the day-to-day kid activity and
Mm-hmm.
not so much activity like you. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe would you be able to share with us um, what is the turning point for you where you decide that you have to look for this online business?
Okay. As a mom, to multiple children, the truth is, I had this support, from my husband. Although I never really appreciated it a lot until recently, when I had a problem, with my health, at work. And then at some point, I had to stay at home, because I couldn't work, I
Mm,
couldn't do anything. But then I started thinking of, looking for a way to generate income without, um, exerting so much energy, so much physical energy, because my work actually involved, a physical energy, the physical work. And then, yeah, so I started looking. But then there was this particular advert that came to my, my new feed, news feed. At first, I brushed it aside, but a few days later, the same advert came up. I was like, no, this is, I should actually look into this. And as coincidentally, the person that I saw the advert, had something that resonated with me, which was she lived, she was an immigrant, just like I was. She was also working as a healthcare assistant at the time, and also she had to also support people, not only her immediate family, but she had to also support people, back home. So that resonated with me. And so I asked, for more questions about the business. So she sent me the link, a link, to register to watch the webinar, which I did. And that was, what actually, that was a turning point for me, if you say, because I don't know if that webinar was actually arranged, ordained, for me to watch on that night. Because, like I said, even though I was going through all these challenges with my health and with the finances and with, how, when, you kind of I had all my hopes and everything, high. But when that, illness came, it kind of just crushed everything. So I started looking at life, differently, from a different perspective. So one of it was, appreciating the time, the little time that I had, appreciating the little things that I can do rather than the things that I have not done. And then, so when I saw this webinar, I um, I saw things that also resonated with me. I saw a mom who was actually working, a life out, without having to see her family and everything. And then she started a business, and since she started the business, she saw, there was these changes in her life. In fact, on that day, I remember, she was actually in the toilet of her work when she actually quit her job,
oh
because she
yeah,
saw
yeah,
that
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
business,
yeah.
yeah, she saw that the business was working. I was like, oh God, I should really try this. And then on that same, I don't know if it was that same one or if I watched a different webinar where I saw an advanced lady who was already, retired, but then she was also looking for, something to do, at least to look for, she was looking for a way to generate revenue to support herself and to also see if she could actually, leave some things for, for her family. In fact, that just, clicked everything for me, because at that time, even though I was worrying about my immediate health, my immediate problem, I was also worrying about the future. What if I just couldn't, go ahead or go back to work? What if, God forbid, that was, my end? So how with my family, how was the legacy I was going to leave for them? So it kind of just brought everything together for me, and that was when I decided, to to go in for the business.
Wow. Yeah, I watched that video as well, and I found that maybe one day I do that as well. I'll be texting my friend
Yeah.
from the toilet, say,
Mm,
"No, I'm not working anymore. I'll be full time doing this."
mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Sometimes it's especially I have 3 kids as well. Like when we have the
Mm,
more kids we have, the more we think about, their safety. What if we're not here? What happened for them? Who will look after them? I didn't have that feeling before, but now it's like,
mm,
yeah, I'm not just living for myself. I live for my family, my wife, my kids, my
mm,
parents, everyone is
yeah,
responsibility. So not just
yeah,
not just not just a single person earn an income to look after myself anymore. Is more important. More important that I have to have more reserve in terms of finance and more reserve in terms of health and energy, so I can care for the people that one day I may have to care, or right now I have to care as well. So yeah, that actually also the reason why I joined this business as well. It's if I only thinking about myself, I don't need to do much. But this
yeah.
is, this is not just for ourselves, for our future and our family as well. Um, I guess when I joined this business, one of the things that I'm really worried about is that, you just see an ad on Facebook, and you just see some random people
Mm,
sharing that, okay, they can do this and that, but is that real? Like, because I also have experience where I click in something, I gone through the journey, eventually I found that I've been scammed and I lost a lot of money.
mm,
So I'm really
wow.
cautious about this. However, I didn't
Mm.
I did, didn't stop myself from, curious, understand what it is. So for you, um, did you worry that you've been scammed by just seeing the ad like this?
Um, it- yeah, like I told you my story before. Yes, when I actually saw, I told you when I saw this ad, I brushed it aside. But the truth is that I'm a very, very spiritual person. When that ad actually, the same ad came back another time, and this
Mm,
time I could actually just, know that it is something I have to look at. And I remember when I was told that I had to, go into the website to look. And I said to myself, one, at this point in time anyway, I had nothing in my account. So if they were going to get into my account, I'm sure that they would even want to, feel sorry for me and, put in something for the account to go in. So I said nothing to lose. And then I also thought of this as well. I said, okay, if even if it is a scam, I have not really experienced an online scam before, but I have experienced an incident where I lost my bank card. Somebody actually stole my bank card, from a public toilet. And before I knew it, they had already used, their account and then the bank, I mean, the card, to make some transactions. So what I did was I went back to the bank and I went through the process and everything through the we call them Gardi here, through the police, reports and everything. And I got my money back. So I said to myself, the world has actually advanced, to an extent that you really do not have to worry about those things if you have insurance. Okay. So I said to myself, if it happens that this thing, I mean, I've been scammed, but the truth is, I will always get it back. I know it to be inconveniencing during that period where I would actually need the money to use for something, but I can always get my money back anyway. So I'm and the final conviction was that, listen, if I do not try, if I do not try, there's just no way my situation will change. And I was already at a very desperate, period at that time. So I went for it. And I remember when I was first told that I will have to pay the song to get registered to become a member of the community. I did not hesitate because I know already, and my mind was prepared that, listen, if you want to make, I want to make money. So if you want to make money, you need money to make money. Okay. So I straight away, I paid for that. But the only time that I got, a little bit stuck was when the investment actually came up. But this time, what I did not understand was that they have to kind of, you know, it was a process that I have to go through before, that particular level is, introduced to me. So that was one of the reasons where I stayed, on the fence for a very, very long time, longer than, on necessary. Do you understand? So eventually, I did my own research because the world is I mean the world is too exposed now that we cannot just you can only be be ignorant if you are not ready to do your research. So I have my phone, I have my internet, I have my laptop, I have whatever I have to access the internet. So what I did was to look at this group, how genuine it was, to look at everything that we're doing, and I saw that everything we're doing, well, it was legitimate. It was done by real life people, and eventually I was actually dealing with I ended up even meeting some of my people that I know from my city that were already into the business. But the truth is they never ever told me physically what they were into. Okay, because everything was they concentrated on their internet and they were doing good with it. So I was like, okay, so this is it. So like I said, I wasn't that skeptical as per se, because of the experience that I had, and because I was already determined that, listen, if I lose my money, I'm going to get it back anyway. So yeah, so the rest is history.
Interesting that you share with me. You just said that once you did the investment and you do the business, then you realize
Mm.
that there are people that is your friends is in the same city that
Yeah,
are already doing this business, but they never have to
yeah,
share with you.
yeah.
Well, I think this is something that I just want to let people to know that this is this is this is a business that you can do on the side. It's not the
Mm,
business where you have to spend too much time calling your friends, invite them to buy stuff, and all of
mm,
that drama. We don't need to do any of that. It's totally
mm-hmm.
online, everything on the internet. And if you
Yeah.
happy to help your friend to understand the business, yes, you can tell them, but it's not a
Mm,
requirement, and
mm.
therefore you don't need to go through that headache. And also
Exactly. Mhm.
also some people are thinking about okay, actually this question come up with me a few times whenever I talk to people that I see that okay, I should help this person. They straight away ask me, oh, is it free, is it cost money to do this? And the next question is, if I invest that money, do I make that money again? Well, I think the people not everyone, but if you're looking for something that where you don't invest anything and you make a lot of money, I think that's first of all, it could be in your dream. Second is that you could be scammed because people can promise anything. If there's such an
Yeah.
opportunity where you don't need to do anything, don't need to invest anything, and you still make a lot of money, it sounds like a scam for me. So to make money, either you have to put the effort or you have to make money work for you. So there's two way only. So in this business, yes, we got access to that two area to do. You can put more time, or you can put more effort, or sorry, more time, or you can put more money to invest, and then you build a business like any other business. But the good thing is you don't need to be break relationship, damage friendship by asking people to buy stuff from you, thing like that. No.
Mm.
Yeah, thank you very much for sharing that journey from
My
just
pleasure.
watching the video, yeah, watching the video and be courageous enough to pay $149 to understand more about the business and eventually do an investment so that you can start the business. That's a very good journey. Yeah. Um, I I think up to this point where you already been in the business for some time, I just
Mm.
want to maybe ask you to help sharing about your experience with your journey so far. What do you identify as the biggest holdback for you to be successful in this business?
My biggest holdback for me was me. It was me because I had gone through the phase where I was able to see that this business was 100% legitimate because, one, it is registered. It is registered here in the country where I live in, and I pay tax. Then I have seen even the physical the financial aspect of it, of that. I've also seen the physical aspect of it. In fact, my health is actually back to, I would say, 100%. Okay, as a result of this business. And I've been able to, to also, support people around me, not only financially, but I've been able to support them to, to even get back to their, to their health. But then what held me back was me, in the sense that to do this business, to do any business or to do anything, you need time. But the amount of time that you invest now depends. I needed time to, to start off, but I was not brave enough to leave my full-time job, you know, because I kept, even though I've already, started earning from my own digital business. At the same time, I still held on to my, my full-time job, because I was like, okay, just in case if this digital business doesn't pay anymore, okay, I would, I would still have my job. But then, in order for me to leave my job, because my job was not only was it, a high paying job, it was actually my passion job, But then what I had to do was to hold on to something else. In order to be able to live there, I had to then, get out from my job, quit my job. Hello. So quit my job. And then I went down to, I picked up, a form to study in the university. I was like, okay, just in case, if all else fails, then I know that I have this, so I know that I'm just starting up, with life and everything. And this is where I'm at now. So that was what held me back. But immediately I I left my job, I found out that I had all the time in my hand, to focus on my business. And since I invested that half time into my business, it has always been, a blessing upon blessing, as you would, so also know, yourself, from the community. So it was myself. I actually held myself back because I had the opportunity to make the decision and then go for it.
Wow. Yeah, yeah, that's right. May I ask you what exactly the health job that you do? The job that you do?
I'm a healthcare assistant. I used to work um, in what do you call it, in a community setting with people with intellectual disability. Okay,
Mm.
but then but right now I'm no longer working there. I'm now back, to school full time. Studying to become a psychologist. So
A
hopefully
psychologist.
that will, yeah. So but the truth is, I have all the time, in my hand now to do anything with my business, do anything with my family, to do anything like those things that I thought that were not possible. I found out that they were all possible. What I just needed for myself was just, that time. Yeah.
Oh, wow. The reason why I asked this question is that sometimes we like sometimes I have a dream, like I have a dream, but that dream is sometimes, if I don't do anything, it's quite far away from achieving it, and it's after some time it become unrealistic. But with this, with the way that we build a foundation financially and well-being in this business, it gave a very good foundation for other dream to come alive. Like possibly you're only thinking of become a psychologist for a long time, right? Or just recently?
Actually, I knew I had this thing, to do so, but I didn't know how to. I didn't know how to go about it, because in my head I have my full time job. If I can't leave
That's
I
right.
felt my full time job was my life. I felt it was my what do you call it, my the blood, that runs in my vein. Know the way the blood runs in your vein. So I thought, should that be cut away, that is my life will go crashing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But but then I think towards I was going to be do nursing as well. But then when my health issue came up, I was like, okay, this nursing is still going to be 12 hours job at least. If you're working in Ireland, you have to work at least minimum of 12 hours per shift. I said, but the truth is that I'm not even healthy enough to even do this this job. So it's like I'm going into a particular profession knowing that, you know, I won't be able to even, physically work. Or or even if I do work, I know it was going to be so so tough, But then when I actually thought of, I think I was sitting down with a colleague of mine during a break time, and then we got talking about a topic. By the time we finished, I was like, "Oh, you would have actually done, be very good, with someone just studies, have you thought of psychology?" I was like, "Okay." I never really thought of. I knew I had something, some passion for that, because I know that even when I did the pre-nursing course, when it comes to those subjects that relate to psychology, I used to have very good interest in it, but I just brushed everything aside. But when she actually mentioned, I was like, okay, this could be something. And then I remember working one night. I looked it up. I was like, I don't even have to work 12 hours. This is something I can actually do around my family. And even if I decide, and when I decided to become a business owner, I also said, you know what, there are different, different, types of psychology that you can actually go into. I can decide to work for myself. I can decide, it can even help me to develop my own empire, which I'm already building. Okay. So I said, okay, in any way, this is going to help me. I actually got into it by, I won't say by accident, but just by mere by mere twist. But then, like I said, I felt that there was something, kind of pulling everything together, a supreme person who was actually putting everything together, and this is where I am, today.
Yeah, that's really amazing.
It is. Thank you.
I have a few people like when they succeed in their career, they think that that
Mm,
is the thing that they have to stick with that for all their life, and they're
mm,
very proud of that. And I totally understand. But somehow, deep inside could be another dream, even bigger, that possibly they are scared to think about or scared to even imagine that they can do it. By doing this business, I feel that it's totally complementary. It gives you an opportunity to have more time for yourself, to think and to feel more. When you have to spend, have to think about what I do with my days because I have so much time in my hand, then
mm.
other things come up, and some more, some other amazing dream that you had, possibly buried for many many years suddenly come up. And I wish you all the best with the journey of become a psychologist. I'm really interested in that field as well. Maybe
Yeah, thank
maybe one
you.
day. Yeah, actually, I went through a course recently to heal myself, and I
Yeah,
thought, wow, how come I never know about this thing before? Like,
yeah,
what that means by healer or healing, energy healing. But now I already know that, and then I found that it helps so much for people like me and so on, many people as well. All right, thank you very much, Vera, for sharing your story with us. And
my
I'm sure the
pleasure.
audience has actually got a lot of insight from a mother of six doing so many things, and now still have her target and her aim into something even bigger, as her dream to be a psychologist. And also, it's also to confirm that doing business, this business is doable for even a busy person like Vera. And then also it's also create a foundation for whatever that she had to do for her life. Vera, if you have to say the last word to the audience, what would you like to say to them?
Thank you for giving me the opportunity again, bro. And the truth is, it is your dream. You have that dream, and only you can bring it to reality. And the truth is, the good part is that you are capable, you are able to bring that dream to reality. Just look within you. Take some time, for your own self, like I did. But I know that I had to take my own time in a very stubborn way. If I was not sick, maybe I would still be where I used to be. And who God knows, maybe my health would have deteriorated and I wouldn't even be sitting and talking to you here. So take the little time that you have, even if it's just 1 hour of the day, even if it's just 1 week, any time at all that you have, use it to sit down and think about yourself. Think about what you really want for yourself. hold on to that dream. Always have it in front of you that, listen, this is me. It could be, you can call it, affirmations, this is me. This is, I want to do this. And you can. If I could do it, anybody can. I had the old excuse, not to even do this business, for example, because I was too busy. I had the excuse not to do it because I was actually having a high paying job. I had the excuse to not just to do it. You understand? But I still did it. But the truth is that I am happy that I did it. It was not easy. I had challenges of people around me telling me I was crazy leaving my job. People around me, telling me I wasn't that I was being scammed. But today, those people around me, they are even, my supporters and my, my supporters, today. So if I can do it, if I could do it, you can actually do it. So go for your dream, hold on to it, and take action. And another thing is, if you're looking, for another opportunity, to try this business, I would encourage you to, get in touch with a brother Ann Nguyen. He's going to help you, to get into this business. The truth is, you have you have different stages, to decide. As soon as you watch the free webinar, it is free. You're not paying anything to get into it. But at some point, you're going to pay. And what you're going to pay is 149 US dollars is to become a member of the community for you to see that is this thing for you. If it is not for you, you can always request, for your money back and you get a refund back 100%. Okay. So take your time, try this business out, and you come back here and you tell me how, your life, has changed. I wish you the very best of luck with everything.
Thank you very much, Vera. Thank you everyone for watching. Let's wish everyone to have a great day today, a great start here in Sydney for the working day, and also a good night in Iceland. If you're watching in Iceland, good night. Time to good night now. All right, see you
Thank
next
you.
time.
Yeah,
Bye
yeah,
bye.
yeah. God bless. Yeah, bye.